Hello, good morning. This is Shamal here. Today I'm going to talk about a very important topic, that is COVID-19 virus. Everybody is talking about COVID-19 virus, the origin. There are many theories, there are many research papers, there are arguments, there are counter arguments, many more things that is floating around, but nothing is concrete as such how this COVID-19 virus originated. So, in 2020, when the first COVID came in India or globally, I made few videos. I have expressed a few concerns over there. Uh, my video from 2020 March and April, there are altogether 6 and 7 videos that has been uploaded to YouTube and Facebook. Those are long videos. I have expressed my concern. Sorry, and I told very categorically that this COVID-19 virus is artificially created, and there are reasons that has been provided scientifically, and also analyzing the history of science of more than 120 years, that is including from First World War to Second World War, Gulf War, then present day, whatever things are happening, the COVID-19 virus that is came, and almost it is captured globally. That is what it is. Uh, Probably this is a single biggest catastrophic event that it happened in 21st century. Uh, it is the kind of vigorative kind of the spread is too much, like too much to imagine. It has destroyed, number one, the stress level of human world. The economy is totally paralyzed. So it had affected across the different class, economical class, irrespective of any country, any boundary. I personally feel that it is more than First World War, Second World War, probably in the history of human civilization. Probably this is a kind of a single event that had happened and taken a very kind of bad shape. So, friends, my objective is very simple. I told in my previous videos that what kind of economic aggression that has been taken place time to time, different countries, what kind of role they have played. That is my part of my video, and I have categorically pointed out who is responsible. So if ownership has to be taken into consideration, some ownership, one country has to take that ownership. But in case of kind of a chemical war or atomic war, we know that what are the countries, like, who are involved directly, that is known to everybody. Even for that matter, First World War, Second World War, even the Gulf War, those things are known, which country is involved and what are the strategy they have taken. Those things are known in public domain. But in case of COVID-19 virus, there are few theses, there are few arguments, scientific arguments that has been taken place. In one way, the big journals, scientific journals like Scientific American, Nature, they have come out in support that this is a natural virus, number one. Number two, they have tried to give a some kind of indication to the world that this is quite natural and this is part of the evolution, probably those kind of virus whatever modifying and infecting humans. Probably the question sorry remain unanswered, that the origin of COVID-19 virus is not so simple. The way we think or way we analyzed or give some kind of certification. I have clearly mentioned that nor nature or scientific American doesn't have the authority or wisdom to declare kind of a natural virus. So they are not the custodian of human civilization. It is not so simple that to understand the biological world, and it is also not very kind of a complicated, it's a very kind of easy thing to understand also one way, due to the development of biotechnology, molecular biology, and there are many research tools are available how to modify the genetical constitutions of different virus microorganism, understanding those things under microscope and modified them in favor of certain objective. So there are history, there are many things that had happened utilizing different kind of organism for kind of beneficial activities like virus vaccine production, many other activities. There are several activities that has been done either through radiation technology, either through fusion, or through site specific changes, either it is a molecular level or morphology. Many issues that is involved in the biotechnology for a kind of a site specific activities, especially in case of virus. Probably as everybody knows, it works on lock and key method, antigen and antibodies. So it is very easy to know if you know the molecular mechanism of virus, and uh, it can be diverted to a specific target. A host can be created artificially. That is what I want to tell over here. Nowadays biotechnology or bioengineering, this subject is a matter of manipulating the genetic constitution, target site, and is working for a specific host. That is very much possible. The science and technology has taken a greater shape. We are talking about human genome project. We are talking about a lot of biotechnological research, modifying through in the plant wall, also through tissue culture. You are developing kind of a hybrid cell. You are also developing high yielding crop productivity kind of uh, genomes you are taking, and those genomes are whatever useful way of you for the benefit of science. Many things have done in the dairy, poultry, and many other exercise that is doing it, even for the virus vaccine production also I told you. So those things are very known to everybody. But in case of COVID-19 virus, the interesting part over here is we talk about many issues that this is a natural virus. It is very difficult to. There are thousands of COVID species, subspecies that is present in nature. So now the question is, those viruses probably, if anybody is closely working in a laboratory condition, if their interest is for the kind of a beneficial thing, that is fine. But if they are doing some kind of manipulation keeping some objective in mind, then it's a very difficult thing. Probably that is what the abuse of science. Probably there is one is for the betterment of the mankind, for medicine, vaccine, few other things. The other way, the destructive way of using science for targeting something to destroy something. In history, many things has happened that the science, the knowledge and wisdom probably people have taken in a two-dimension way, that has been seen in during Second World War time. I made a big video of Second World War. For me, Second World War it's a kind of a created thing. Even 1945 Hiroshima Nagasaki episode. This is again a created thing. Your Manhattan Project. So many people, many physicists, how they have involved Oppenheimer, even great scientists like Albert Einstein. So those people are involved and they're writing to American president. So those are those critical time in 1935 to 1945. Those time probably how the history of science or utilizing individual mind into their specific game plan. Each country has taken the shape that is known to everybody. How the Second World War, how Einstein was given shelter to by Americans at Princeton University, that is known, and same Einstein was writing to American president there is a need of a kind of atom bomb. He is talking about openly all those things. Friends, those things are known, but today's history probably if we have to evaluate. It is not to talk about Albert Einstein, what he has done, and obviously his formula that is E is equal to mc square has been used for creating atom bomb, and he is being treated as a father of nuclear bomb. Even though people talk about Oppenheimer, he was the project director, but who is the man behind it? That is known by everybody. After that, we know their regrets also after end of 1945 when America they charged Hiroshima and Nagasaki with their atom bomb. There are thousands of scientists that is involved in this particular project. Only one objective it is not. There are many ways to stop Second World War. Close to 76 million people died because of the Second World War, and most of the part that the beneficiary is none other than America. So, friends, my purpose of telling over all those things that today when we talk about the coronavirus, it has got a history also. So before that, anthrax episode came during Gulf War. So you know all how Saddam Hussein is eliminated, even though there is not a single trace of anthrax in Iraq. So those histories are known, but how the stage acting has been done in UN by Colin Powell and all those people, it is known to everybody. Friends, what I was trying to talk about over here, the COVID-19 virus, the way we are simplifying, it's not to be simplified so lightly. There are many factors that economic aggression is one of the factors, probably that is the triggering factor. So time to time, many countries have tried to impose their policy in a various way. Now, how China is taking their policies in a very aggressive way that is known to everybody. They are also there are reports. They are also genetically manipulating to have a better shape to their army. They are with a very vigorous kind of thing in terms of height, strength, many things they are taking into consideration. They are doing genetic manipulation. In that context, there are many papers. So, friends, the idea of COVID-19 virus again, it is the same thing. Like, no, this virus, even if any lab is creating, it won't be able to. Nobody will be able to prove it which country is doing and very precisely. Otherwise, this China has stopped for kind of an open inquiry whatever had happened to Han Lab. I also raised many questions if they are very honest about the science, what they are doing, and it should be given a kind of a space for open investigation that is not being given. Number one, like nowadays we talk about uranium or making atomic energy different activities across the globe what is happening. There is International Atomic Energy Commission is there. So until or unless similar way that biological activities what we are doing, if there is not a international organization. There is some organization, but it has to be given a kind of a better shape so that whoever is doing any kind of activities that should be known and it should be brought into public domain. Whoever involved in the research activities, the researchers also should be brought into public domain. That activities are not being done. So there is a more transparent way of looking the whole aspect of this, understanding this microscopic world, or whoever is working on virology, any virology job, there might be doing better job also, but it should be transparent way of doing it so that there is no confusion. So one has to take a kind of a collective decision. Their morality also should be coming into the picture, that what kind of research activities they are doing it. Until or unless they are not making things very clear, it will be very, very difficult for the humanity, the whole world, it will be under a kind of a question mark, everything. Today we are talking about COVID-19 virus. If this is not known to everybody, who is doing what kind of activities, tomorrow you never know, some other new virus or new other bacteria, maybe any microorganism can be used to kind of a kill the human body. It can be used for it. Nowadays many things are happen, people are using as a spray pesticide. So tomorrow you will find that people are using a lot of things as a pesticides to kill certain thing like insect. So my worry is something different. If this technology can be taken into such a low level of economic aggression part, then I believe, only I hope one day these bad days are coming. So I have expressed many a times in my videos that those things are very kind of bad for humanity, and I lost my both parents also because of COVID, and I had lot of question mark. I have questioned many things in context of this COVID-19 virus, and there are many questions been raised, and I have straight away pointed out who is responsible. But this whole world is not talking about the specific country. Probably there are many reasons. Probably one has to sit globally, all the leaders, political system, if they want to have a better tomorrow or to save the humanity, if they want to do that, it is their wish to do it. Otherwise, common people like us, we will suffer it. Friends, we are talking about the vaccination part. We know that vaccines are there in the market, but the question remains that the productivity and the kind of nature of this COVID-19 virus is there. It is changing. It is the first mutation is also taking place, so that after certain time, probably the vaccine what we are producing, the same vaccine is not going to work for us. So we have to think every time for a new kind of vaccination based on the different strains that is coming or mutating different time to time. So if this is an artificial virus or natural virus, whatever it might be, I told very few things in my earlier presentation, that all those things are coming because of various other issues, environmental factors too. It is not only the economic aggression part, there are environmental factors that is triggering. So even if I take those things like, global warming, global temperature, global CO2 level is increasing so long from 18th century to till date, because of the industrialization, pollution, and we all know different pollution control agency that has been established uh, in kind of 20th century. Those pollution control board is a part of, again, the industrialization. So because of industrialization, there are a lot of industry that has been taken place. You're from agriculture, shifting from agriculture to industry, the traditional mechanical way of doing things. Then you have automation, the industrial things are coming into the picture. There are society development, many industry established urbanization. So in those things, 18th century, 19th century, 20th century, probably those centuries are both Europe, US, and many places, many development took place in the name of industrialization, the pollution, the pollutants, all those things, those terminology that is came in that time only. Now, friends, what I was trying to referring all those things because to establish a link. Initially, we talked about agriculture is our economy at 17th century or 16th century. If you talk about the baseline is agriculture, the agrarian societies we talk about. So from that, gradually switching over from agricultural society to industrialization, your uh, the power of economy, that is the test, is taken by many countries, and they have tried to increase their economy. There are many things, including the production of different cottons or dress materials through industrialization machines. Handloom is taken over by automatic machine. There are many things in Europe that has been taken place in this particular century, what I am talking about. After that, in US also the similar kind of activities. So on that basis, I told you that because of pollution, excessive pollution, there are a lot of pollutants that came into the picture. Among them, you have carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide. So there are ozone depletion, there are global warming. Those things are gradually 2 to 300 years. This has been written in the documented form. What was happening exactly now in present day? We all know that there are few concerns that pollution is a one of the agenda probably. There are various pollution control board that is also coming in India. Before that, international body for pollution control board established close to 1964. So in 1964 you have those pollution control boards that is established mainly checking the level of pollution and controlling it, means kind of a alarming signal. Those things have come. There are pollution control boards set up across the globe, various countries. There are protocols of different pollution, their level, the threshold limit. There are many things that is been taken place for last 100 200 years. So friends, what I was trying to talk about, it is finally you regularize all those things, you give a license that, so when you are not able to control certain things because you feel that industrialization is a kind of a thing that you are not going to control, that will be there in the part of society. As long as human society is there, probably you need to have industrialization, and you need to have, in contrary, if you have to have the industrialization, there will be ecological imbalance. There are many gases that is releasing through industry, and they are creating an imbalance kind of thing in the level of the gaseous. There are poisonous gas that is coming into environment in different forms. So that is nothing but the pollutants, and those things probably we are talking about. It has got a tolerance limit. You need to have this much ppm of any gas component to declare it is a tolerable limit or non-tolerable limit. So those kind of things, there are many equipment came into the picture for detecting all those gas components. So finally, you have pollution control board certificate that is given to different industries, whether they are violating the norms or not. They're all together certification came into the picture. You are basically legalizing those things that okay, you keep on doing all kind of activities, but this is the limit. Probably one need to maintain it, and everybody is trying to do it, and we all know how this has been done and what kind of things, what are the countries who are doing the maximum damage to environment, that is known to everybody. On top of that, you have nuclear research. Those nuclear research, you your radiation and all those things, and a lot of war also has been created, and created a lot of pollutants probably, that has got very long term effect. So for example, your second world war, still in Japan they are suffering the radioactive thing. So friends, what I was trying to tell you, it is finally, the matter is very simple. Matter has taken a shape that you give the pollution a kind of a legal certification that it is going to remain with you, and there is there is no way you can escape it. In India also, you have seen how Delhi, in different time to time, winter season, how the pollution level is. Many cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Mumbai, all the places, all the cities are affected with kind of a pollution level which sometimes goes beyond the threshold limit. And there are various ways, methodology we have been using it, how to control this pollution. But finally, those are not very simple thing, that the way I've been speaking. Uh, as long as you do all kind of industrial activities, it is going to remain. And recently, you know all about the whole thing. Your 2018 Nobel laureate, which is talking about, is directly encouraging the industrialization, that you keep on doing the industrialization, because if your temperature also increase it up to 6 to 8 degree also doesn't matter. At the end of the day, your GDP also will be reduced by 6 to 7%. In terms of your global GDP, it is not that much. Even if your temperature is increased by 3 degrees, GDP will be decreased by 3.5%. What it essentially means is talking about give carbon tax and get away things like. So I'm talking about 1918 Nobel Prize winner on climate change. So probably I made a separate video probably in that context. I talked about how bad this concept is altogether. So if your global temperature is increased by 7 to 8 degree, what is going to happen to the mother earth? That is what the first question. You forget about the industrialization. If temperature is increased by 7 to 8 degree, probably our survival will be a question mark. So talking very unrealistic way of certain things is doesn't work in real life, or in the society, wherever you want to apply. This theoretical perception, sometimes it is too dangerous if you do not apply the rationality and thought process, that how practically one would apply those things. So even also 500, 600 years, you have not seen the increase of temperature by 7 to 8 degrees centigrade. 7 to 8 degree temperature increase means there will be ice melt, there will be full of water, many cities will be devastated, kind of thing. There will be a cascade effect everywhere. So those things are probably one need to get into the real loss or real situation, what is going to happen, rather than talking about industrialization. So there are, we must talk about the sustainable agriculture, where we need to the, rather than increasing the temperature and other things, sustainable way of doing certain things. Friends, my purpose of telling all those things are too simple. uh, we should not make things more complicated when nature is coming into the picture. Similar with this COVID-19 virus, I was talking about the whole lot of things, that the way the industrialization, your pollution control board has been established globally, all the across country, every country have the pollution control board nowadays, the regulatory body, they have the testing laboratories, they have everything there. There are scientists, there are researchers, there are technicians, there are many things are like involved. They go to different industry, so they check it, so whether this industry is following the norms or not. Similar way I feel today, this corona also, this corona is never going to go from our life. That is what I feel it. I'm very simple way I'm trying to convey this message. Probably I'm the first person giving this idea. There will be this is not idea, this is kind of a reality. Another 1 2 years there will be a like a pollution control board, like a central pollution control board in India. Across globe also each country will have a kind of a COVID control board. So either it will be merged to the pollution control board, that is a different thing. I might, since it got the health issue, it might happen there is a COVID control board. This is run by our Ministry of Health. It might happen they are controlling, they are diagnosing and issuing the certificate, the alarming signal they are going to give in this process. So there will be some threshold limit, and there will be regular vaccination. Those programs will continue. Whoever wants to survive and those who are having good immunity to adjust it, adapt it, they are going to survive. The rest will perish. That is what I feel. So these days are not far. I could clearly see that there is a building, it is written kind of a thing, that is COVID control board, like pollution control board. So friends, this is my guess. It is not wild guess, it is a very very calculated guess. I feel the way things are moving, it's not good, and one must be fully aware about the whole thing. So friends, finally I want to conclude by saying that the days are not very far. There will be a central COVID control board. Each state will have COVID control board. There will be subdivision, divisions, all the places. There will be a COVID booth. So who is going to take care? So there will be a big exercise probably. There will be ample scope of job opportunity for doctors, nurse, social workers, volunteers. So this new 21st century will be a century of full of very adventurous thing probably that is coming out. So those days are really kind of a good days or suffocating days. I really do not know. Only time is going to tell about the whole lot of things. But probably I can see a kind of a red signal over here. So probably we must recognize those facts, that science, the holistic way of using science, has to be there. The science for the humanity, using science, that must be there. Otherwise, if science is being used for destroying something, the essence of science will be lost, I believe. So whoever is doing bad science, probably one need to recognize those. There must be some global consciousness about very serious way of thinking about the biological science, basically the microbiology or virology research part, because those are very very kind of a unknown domain or area, till not been explored fully. So, and it is a microscopic world that is not known to us widely, that who is doing what. So it's a very kind of a dark area, gray area, whatever, whichever way we want to say it. I told in many videos that if anybody is doing such kind of negative science, and nobody will be able to understand that also. In a small vial, you can have this COVID 19 virus, it can be spread across the globe. Similar way, if you see the nuclear research, is somebody is making hydrogen bomb or kind of a nuclear bomb or uranium, it has got a size, it has to be carried from one place to another place. There are people involved. It is a microscopic basically, more than it's a bigger. It has got a size, it goes in tons, right? But in case of virus, it is totally a tiny invisible organism. Only the researchers knows and which vial and what is there inside. and it can be carried easily from one place to another place. So it is a positive side or negative sides. I really do not know. I don't like to comment on that part. But probably this biological war, the concept, if this 21st century is not going to be affected by any kind of uranium or hydrogen bomb, those things are many countries are having such kind of thing I have mentioned. So this is the only part left, probably the gray area is the biological war. So if anything happens, it is that area. That is the weapon people are using it. Specific countries are using it. And I do not know what kind of knowledge and wisdom they are exercising. Definitely those knowledge are and wisdom is not at the right spirit, I feel personally. So anyway, my wisdom is not that important here. Probably it's a country's wisdom, global wisdom, probably that is more important. My personal wish has no relevance in that context. So once again, thank you very much. I hope for a better days, especially the corona part. There must be some kind of resolution, kind of a there must be some end to it. Otherwise, things are not going at the right direction. Once again, thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.